Expendables 4, also known as Expend-4balls, weird title choice, or as I like to call it, Jason Statham, Tony Jaa, and the rest of the useless bunch. Because that's what this essentially is. I'm convinced this movie was made for like some sort of like tax evasion purpose where big wigs are just stuffing money into their back pockets and saying it went towards the making of this production. Because this has a supposed budget of $100 million, and there's just no way I'm calling bullshit on that. The story is the gang get back together to pull off another mission to prevent World War III. But that doesn't matter because, let's be honest, this film's borderline unfinished. For the first hour of this, I was convinced that this was some sort of B-movie footage. The pacing was jarring, the editing was all over the place, and the special effects just were not good. Really obvious green screens and just painful CGI. The fire's really fake, the explosions are basically taken from Getty Images it looks like, and there's a plane crash early on in the film. Hands down PS2 graphics. An action scene in the desert that just looks like it was filmed in a 10 by 10 meter box in LA. Although, funny enough, the movie did get better from that, but I guess it's not hard to get better than zero. There's a clear point in this where you realise this is essentially a solo Jason Statham movie because everyone else is essentially too old or doesn't have any action or stunts background. Jason Statham and Tony Jaa, who unfortunately arrives like an hour too late, were really doing their best to try and carry this film in their backs. And there's some decent stuff. There's a finale in boat, and some of that was really good. Obviously, the writing isn't, but you know, we got to see these two kick a lot of ass, and that's at least something. And I'm really not kidding about the rest of them. The OGs are back, but they're just too old to do anything anymore, even to hide behind cover and convince us that they're in the middle of a gunfight. One of them gets stabbed and is supposedly bleeding out. Couldn't even be asked to show us a knife wound. The new cast of note, 50 Cent and Megan Fox, both wasted, unfortunately. Megan Fox looked quite promising, actually. She had a lot of fun moments in the second half of the film. Obviously, some Black Widow moves in there, of course, but unfortunately, she just got written out of most of the last act. Same with 50 Cent. Also, they play one of his songs in there, so does that mean there's an actual 50 Cent who looks identical to this character that's a special ops ex-military person? Or are they twins? Or is he the same guy? Is 50 Cent actually in the war? Who knows? Andy Garcia's in this as the most predictable character ever, and is in this final standoff moment, which is just so weird and underwhelming. Also, for anyone that will see this and know what I'm talking about, the Titanic took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. I'm not buying 20 seconds, I'm sorry. And that might sound nitpicky, but it's essentially the thing that saves the day here, and that just really infuriated me. And I'm sorry if it feels like I'm being really harsh on this one. I actually really liked the other three Expendable films. And bear in mind, the third one was over 10 years ago now, so long ago. Those three were enjoyable in their own way, but this one just felt lazy above all else. I just cannot recommend this one with good conscience. At best, I'll YouTube the Tony Jaa clips of just him kicking ass, because that really was a real treat. Him and Jason Statham are the silver linings in what is otherwise a bleak and dark cloud. So that's Expendables. Have you already seen it? Are you gonna plan to go watch it? Also, you're never wrong for enjoying a movie, by the way. Even if I and others on YouTube shit on this film, that doesn't mean that you're wrong for having a good time with it, because ultimately that's what the purpose of watching films is just to have a good time with it. If you honestly did enjoy it, that's great, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this angry review, feel free to like and subscribe for less aggressive reviews in the future. And as always, stay tuned for reviews on not just movies, but anime and video games as well. Take care, guys. Bye bye.